And we're back here at Larks Park getting ready for game number 2 of a doubleheader between the Derby Twins and the Hayes Larks. Derby took game 1 3-0, pulled a game back on the Larks in the Jayhawk League standings. They still trail Hayes by 5 games. Starting pitcher tonight for the Larks in game 2 is going to be number 19, Walter Pennington. His first pitch missed for a ball. The second pitch is a bunt, and that's a good one. Myers going to have to hurry. The bare hand not in time. And that's a leadoff base hit for Braxton Worley. And we are underway here in game number 2. Zach Smith will be the hitter now for the Twins. Shake-up in the field for the Larks. Walter Pennington, the pitcher. Easton Kirk is in game 2 behind the plate. Wyatt Divis starts at third. Devin Hager's at short. Daryl Myers back in the lineup. He's at second. And John Rensel remains at first base. Ryan Randall moved to left field for game 2. Matt Munoz back in the lineup in center. And Michael Anastasia in the lineup for game 2. He is in right. So Larks will try and salvage a doubleheader split, and more importantly, keep Liberal at bay. If the Larks were to fall in game 2 and be swept tonight by the Twins, Liberal could go from 4 games to 2.5 games back in the Jayhawk League, and that's another bunt, and it's not in time. Back-to-back bunt singles, and Derby's off to a good start here in game number 2. So believe it or not, a Jayhawk League race that pretty much for the last week and a half has been quote-unquote over. Liberal can pull a game and a half back and get to within 2.5 games if the Larks were to lose here tonight. So Michael Urquidy will be the hitter, and Derby's playing small ball. They've bunted 2 on here. Worley and Smith are both aboard with no outs. So Walter's got his work cut out for him here in the first inning. Here comes the pitch to Urquidy. And he's going to try and bunt, and that's another good one, but it rolls foul. And that one misses, and it's 1-1 here to Urquidy. Here comes the 1-1, swing and a miss, and Walter works ahead, a ball and 2 strikes here on the Derby designated hitter. And Pennington's going to spike that one into the turf. Both runners are going to move up 90 feet. And it is not a good start here for the Larks in game 2 of the doubleheader. So the count moves to 2-2 on Michael Urquidy, and Derby's got 2 men in scoring position here with no outs in the first inning. And time was called. And that actually was a really good pitch by Pennington. That was painted over the corner, but time was granted. Here comes the 2-2. Chopper off the plate. That's foul. So for the second game tonight, no Nick Gaddis. I thought that he would play at least one of the games here tonight in the doubleheader, trying to get him integrated into that Larks lineup, but no such luck tonight as he'll get the night fully off. 2-2 again, coming to Michael Urquidy. I thought that Nick had a pretty good night in his debut. Had 2 hits last night, drove in a run, threw out 2 runners. So all in all, a pretty good opening night performance from Nick Gaddis, but not in the lineup tonight. Here comes the 2-2 again from Pennington. Popped up, out of play, foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. That ball's grounded to Hager at short. He's going to have no play but to first. He'll get Urquidy, but that'll bring in a run, an RBI on the ground out for Michael Urquidy, and Derby strikes first again. It's 1-0 here in the first inning.
The right fielder, number 15, Colton Eager.
Colton Eager, the hitter now for the Twins. Still a runner on third, 1 out. That one misses for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Pennington. Lined into left field. That's going to be caught by Randall. Here comes the runner tagging from third. The throw. It's not a bad one from Randall. It was up the line, but the base runner, Zach Smith, will hold, and that's the second out of the inning for Walter Pennington. Marcus Page to the plate now for the Twins. Walter looking to just give up the 1 and strand that runner at third. Here comes the first pitch from Pennington. It's 0-1 as the pitch is swung on and missed by Page. And again, another swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Pennington. Lined out to center field. In comes Matt Munoz. He will make the play, and that's the inning. Derby strikes first on an RBI ground out by Michael Urquidy, but they also leave 1 on base. We move to the bottom of inning number 1 here in game number 2. Derby 1, Larks coming to bat. I wouldn't choose to fly Hayes. It's too damn expensive. I can drive to Denver or Kansas City for cheaper than I can buy a plane ticket out of Hayes. Yeah, but let's go to Chicago. Denver's the hub. I mean, you go anywhere from Denver. Chicago's a lot there. Yeah, does it fly to O'Hare or Midway? O'Hare. Sure, I don't know.
For the Larks, from Adelaide Christian, the midfielder number 12, Ryan Randall.
1-1. And we're back here in Hayes. Bottom of the first inning, Ryan Randall's going to get it started. The count is 2-1. Got you back a little bit late. Apologize on that. Starting pitcher tonight for Derby in Game 2 is going to be number 31, Hunter Moody. As the count moves to 3-1 on Randall, who leads it off here in the first. The 3-1 pitch, outside ball 4, a 5-pitch walk to begin the night for the Larks at the plate, and Ryan's aboard. So after getting shut out in Game 1, Larks trying to make a statement here and, well, keep a lead in the Jayhawk League and try and keep everybody else at bay. Darryl Myers to the plate now for the Larks. He had a good night last night, hit that 3-run home run to blow the game open with his parents in the stands. So I'm sure that was a proud moment for Robin and Mike to see their son hit a 3-run home run here at Larks Park. And Moody's going to check on and Myers is going to line it into left field in front of Belaurier. That's a base hit. And the first 2 Larks of the night here in Game 2 have reached. And they got something working against Hunter Moody here in the first. That'll bring Wyatt Divis to the plate now for the Larks.
Number 16, Wyatt Divis.
Try and get Hayes on the board, and just like Derby scored a run in the top of the first, Larks are threatening here in the bottom. Here comes the first pitch. Divis fouls it off. It's 0-1.
Everybody clap your hands.
Come on, 0-1 to Wyatt, misses. Count is even at 1-1. And that one is in there as well. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Divis. Nobody out here in the first. A leadoff walk followed by a single by Myers, and that's where we're at here in the first. Here comes the pitch to Divis. Swing and a miss. Down goes Wyatt on strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Easton Kirk to the plate now for Hayes.
From Wallace Community College, the catcher, number 25, Easton Kirk.
First pitch to Kirk, lined into right field. That's a base hit. Randall's going to be sent home from third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's a good one, but it gets by the catcher, Joe Scott Pace. And that's going to let Myers score as well. That is I'll go a single for Easton Kirk. He's going to bring in one, and a second run will score on the throw that gets all the way to the backstop. The Larks take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. So Easton Kirk, who else? Easton continues to have a fabulous year. He brings in one, and another one scores on the throw, and the Larks have a lead here in the bottom of the first inning. John Rensel Jr. to the plate now for Hayes. First pitch to him as Easton leads from second, fouled off 0-1. One ball, one strike here to Rensel. Here comes the pitch from Moody, fouled off. Another good hack there by Rensel. And he's had two good-looking foul balls. He's just a little bit off of it. He's seeing it well, though, just can't quite square it up. It's 1-2. Moody back to the mound. He gets his sign from Scott Pace, and he's ready. Here comes the 1-2 to Rensel. Drilled to right center field. Back. It's over the wall. John Rensel Jr. deposits one into right center field. That's a 2-run home run for the big lefty first baseman. It is 4-1 Larks here in the bottom of the first inning. So the Larks have scored 4 times in the first inning, and they're making up for the lack of offense in game number 1. That one is off the glove of the first baseman, Marcus Page, but Moody covers, and they do get the out. So 3-1 on the putout of Clayton Raspberry, and there are 2 outs here in the first inning. That'll bring Matt Munoz to the plate.
From Abilene Christian, tonight's A Street Liquor Beverage Banner, the center fielder, number 6, Matt Munoz.
That one's fouled off. It is 0-1. Swing and a miss as he is fooled by that Moody pitch low. And it is 0-2 here on Munoz. There comes the 0-2 to Munoz. That one's low and in the dirt. He doesn't chase, and it's 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2, count is even. Here comes the 1-2. Actually, the 2-2, excuse me. And that hit Munoz on the foot, and he's aboard with 2 outs here in the first.
From Eastern Michigan University, the shortstop, number 23, Devin Hager.
So Devin Hager will come to the plate now for Hayes in the first. 2 outs, 4 runs already across. Easton Kirks got it started with an RBI single. A second run came in to score on a throwing error. Actually, I don't know if it was a throwing error or an error on the catcher, Scott Pace, but it was an error nonetheless that scored the second run. And then John Rensel hit a laser beam over the right center field wall that got out in a hurry to bring in Kirk, and that's where we're at. So here comes the first pitch to Devin Hager. There goes the runner Munoz. Here comes the throw from Scott Pace. It is in plenty of time, and Munoz is out at second base. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the first, but the Larks add 4 runs.
3 hits.
On 3 hits, 1 derby error, and they leave nobody on base. We move to inning number 2 in game number 2. Larks lead the Twins. It's 4-1.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here in the top of the second inning at Larks Park. 4-1, Larks lead over the Twins. Walter Pennington back to the mound. Tyler Mendoza is going to lead it off for Derby. 5, 6, and 7 due up. They did get a run in the top of the first and took the lead, but the Larks came right back against Moody and put 4 on the board. So 2-0 now the count on Mendoza from Pennington. The 2-0 up and away, ball 3. Here comes the 3-0 from Pennington. High, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Tyler Mendoza to start the second here for the Twins.
The shortstop, number 20, Torrin Craig.
Torrin Craig to the plate for Derby. He is the shortstop here in game number 2. That one is driven into center. Back goes Munoz. He's got a beat on it. He makes the play out in fairly deep center field, and there's one away here in inning number 2.
The catcher at number 10, Joe Scott Pace.
Joe Scott Pace to the plate now for the Twins. Here comes the first pitch. That one's driven down the line. It is foul. It will get over the fence. I think it hit. I think it actually hit the top of the side fence and bounced over. That's pretty weird because that fence is not wide at all, but that hit perfectly off the side fencing over there and bounced out of play. So it is 0-1. Here comes the pitch from Pennington. And before that, he's going to throw over and check on Mendoza just to keep him close over there at first base. Here it comes from Pennington, swing and a miss from Scott Pace, and it's 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 from Walter. Chopped foul over to the left, and we'll do it again. Here comes the 0-2 again from Walter. Low, ball one. A nice block there from Kirk to keep it in front and save a base. The 1-2 popped up. That one is foul and over the press box, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
$2 bills for every foul ball retrieved and returned to the Larks nest. Dollar bills courtesy.
Bottom of the first in Dodge. No score between the A's and the Aviators. That's something to keep an eye on. Here comes the 1-2 again. That one's low. Kirk's going to try and throw behind Mendoza, who's back safely. And we'll get you a score here on Liberal and Great Bend, which is the most important game to keep track of. They are moving to the top of the third in Liberal. The Batcats lead the BJs 2-0. Great Bend got out to a 1-0 lead last night, and we know how that ended up. Liberal ended up scoring 19 runs. Down he goes. Joe Scott Pace is struck out on a good curveball from Walter Pennington. And that is out number 2 here in the top of the second inning. Coming to the plate now for the Twins is going to be their left fielder, number 6, Aaron Belaurier. Here comes the first pitch. There goes the runner, Mendoza. That one's flied out to right. It's going to be a long run for Anastasia towards the line. He makes the catch. And that'll do it here in inning number 2. Walter Pennington works around a leadoff walk to retire the Twins and keep them off the board here in the second inning. We move to the bottom of inning number 2 here in game number 2 at Larks Park. The Larks lead the Twins 4-1.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here at Larks Park. First pitch of the inning from Hunter Moody was to Devin Hager. It was popped up and caught by the third baseman, Zach Smith. And there's one out. Michael Anastasia to the plate now for the Larks. One out, bottom of the second. Nobody on base. The first pitch to Anastasia. I think he fouled that off. He did, so it is 0-1, foul ball. Anastasia digs in on the left side. Here comes the 0-1, swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Low, ball one. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. So 2 quick outs here for Hunter Moody in the second inning. But that'll bring the top of the Larks batting order back to the plate. Ryan Randall will dig in. He was walked his first time up, came around to score on the Easton Kirk single. First pitch to Ryan is outside, ball one. That one is high, and it's 2-0 to Ryan. Randall swings through that pitch from Moody, and it's 2-1. That one is low, and Ryan is ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. That one looked to be ball 4, but Ryan swings and misses at an outside off-speed pitch, and the count is full. The payoff pitch to Randall, popped it up into center, back goes Braxton Worley. Into left center, he makes the play, and that is the inning. So Hunter Moody gets a 1-2-3 inning for Derby, and the Larks are done in the second. We move to inning number 3 here in game number 2. Larks on top of the Twins. It is 4-1.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it.
Top of the third inning here in Hayes. 4-1, Larks lead the Twins. Walter Pennington back to the mound. He faces the top of the batting order. To start out for the Twins here in inning number 3, Braxton Worley takes ball number 1. That is a base hit to right field as Worley grounds it past Myers at second. And that is his second hit of the game. He is 2 for 2. And Derby has their leadoff man on here in inning number 3.
The third baseman, number 4, Zach Smith.
Zach Smith to the plate now for the Twins. He is 1 for 1 as well. And that one is bunted. Divis is going to field at third and throw in time to get him at first. A nice play by Wyatt Divis to get the first out of the inning as Worley moves to second base.
The designated hitter, number 14, Michael Urquidy.
Michael Urquidy, the hitter now for the Twins. First pitch to Urquidy. Off the end of the bat, flied out to Darryl Myers in shallow right field. He makes the play. And there is out number 2 for Pennington here in the third.
The right fielder, number 15, Colton Eager.
Colton Eager to the plate now for Derby. He is 0 for 1. He flied out to Ryan Randall in left his first time up. Here comes the first pitch from Walter Pennington as he looks to get out of the third unscathed and keep that 3-run Larks lead intact. Here comes the pitch. A fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Off speed, that one catches the zone again on the outside, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here to Colton Eager. Walter's trying to finish up the third inning. He gets his sign from Kirk. Here comes the pitch. Outside and low, a nice block there by Kirk to keep it in front and save a base. Here comes the 1-2. Chopped foul. And the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 again. In the dirt again by Pennington, and the count is even at 2-2. And again, for a ball that was spiked into the turf about a foot and a half, 2 feet in front of the plate, that's a really nice block there by Kirk to keep the runner Worley at second base. Here comes the 2-2 again from Pennington. Outside, ball 3. The count is now full on Colton Eager. Payoff pitch upcoming from Pennington. Chopped over Pennington, fielded by Hager at short, throws to first in time to get him, and that is the inning. So for the Twins in the top of the third, no runs on a hit, No Larks errors, one man left on base. We move to the bottom half of inning number 3 here in game 2 of a doubleheader. Larks lead the Twins 4-1.
To the game, rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here in Hayes. 4-1, Larks lead the Twins as we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Daryl Myers is going to get us started against Hunter Moody. The 1-0 is in there, and that'll even the count of 1. That one misses as well, and Daryl works ahead. 2 balls and a strike here on Hunter Moody in the 3rd inning. The 2-1. That misses as well. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 3-1 from Moody. Inside, ball 4. That is a leadoff walk for Daryl Myers, and the Larks have a base runner in inning number 3.
The third baseman, Wyatt Divis.
Wyatt Divis will come to the plate now for Hayes. Wyatt is 0 for 1. He struck out in the 1st. Here comes before the first pitch, Moody's going to check on Myers, who is back safely at first base. And now he's going to do it again, and Myers has to get back again, but he is in there. And there's a strike to Divis. And that one will miss again from Hunter Moody in the... So Divis is going to have to battle here as he tries to avoid another strikeout. It's 1-2 here from Hunter Moody as Daryl Myers leads from first base. Nobody out. Here comes the pitch. That one's low, and that gets underneath the legs of Joe Scott Pace. And on the passed ball, Daryl Myers is going to take second base, and that is ball 2 to Divis. And there's another ball from Moody. And the count is full here to Divis. Darryl Myers on second base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Divis strikes out once again, and there's one out in inning number 3. That'll bring Easton Kirk to the plate once again for the Larks. He is 1 for 1. He singled in a run back in the first inning. First pitch to Easton from Moody. Outside, ball 1. Outside again, 2-0 to the catcher Kirk. Kirk misses that one, and Moody gets a strike. It's 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 to Easton. Outside, ball 3. So Easton in a very good hitter's count here at 3-1. See if he can find something to drive. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a big hack. Payoff pitch. Fly ball. Left center field. Back goes Belorier. It is off the wall. Here comes the runner Myers. That's an RBI double for Easton Kirk. And the Larks pick up another run. It is 5-1 here in the third inning. That ball was off the, again, yellow part of the wall at the very top in left center. He just missed a home run. So that is RBI number 2 on the night for Easton Kirk. Extends that Larks lead.
The first baseman, John Menzel.
John Rensel Jr. to the plate here for the Larks. He is 1 for 1, hit a 2-run home run his last time up. He takes that curveball in there for strike 1. Comes the 0-1 off the end of the bat. That's going to be a tough play. The third baseman didn't see it. And Rensel's safe at first base. Everybody is safe as Easton Kirk moves up to third, and Rensel's on with an infield single. So that'll put runners on the corners for the Larks. And Clayton Raspberry with 1 out.
Tonight's designated hitter, Clayton Raspberry.
It's going into right field, Gracie.
And it's 1-0 to Clayton after that one misses outside. There comes the 1-0 from Hunter Moody. Off the outside part of the zone, the count is even at 1. And now Moody checks on Rensel at first, who's back safely. Raspberry chops it to the pitcher. He's going to have to tag him, and he starts running back towards home to make Moody tag him and allow Rensel to advance to second. So that is out number 2, and John advances to second base.
Tonight's beverage batter, the center fielder, Matt Munoz.
Here comes the first pitch to Matt Munoz. That one is in there for strike 1. And that one is in the dirt. Evens the count at 1. Matt was walked his first time, and actually he was hit by a pitch, and was caught stealing at second base. Swing and a miss from Munoz, and it's 1-2. One-two to Munoz, line into right field. That is foul. Just barely foul down the right field line. That would have been 2 runs, but Matt will have to dig back in and try and do it again here with 2 strikes. Derby bullpen is working in right field. Here comes the 1-2 again to Munoz. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and that is the inning. So the Larks pick up 1 run on the double by Easton Kirk, and they strand a pair in scoring position. We move to inning number 4 here in Hayes. Larks lead the Twins 5-1.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there.
Top of the 4th inning here in game number 2 at Larks Park. 5-1 Larks lead. Marcus Page is going to get it started for Derby against Walter Pennington. 5, 6, and 7 due up. He took outside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Pennington. That one's high, and it is 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. That one's low, 3-0. Tonight's second game of the doubleheader is a big one. The Larks, if they're able to take this one, they'll put themselves into position to win the 4-game series 3-1 tomorrow night. Always just want to win series. If you can take 2 of 3 or 3 of 4 from everybody, you are going to be in pretty good shape. As Pennington walks Page on 4 pitches, and there's a runner on first base. So
their leadoff hitter on base all 4 times.
That is the 4th time that Derby has had their leadoff man on. They've had him on every inning here in Game 2. Tyler Mendoza to the plate.
2 hits and 2 walks.
So the Larks, currently up 5-1, are trying to put themselves into position to win the series tomorrow. That ball is hit well to right center. Back goes Anastasia. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Tyler Mendoza to right center field. And Derby cuts the Hayes lead in half. It is 5-3 here in the 4th inning. Torrin Craig, the hitter now for Derby. That's ball 1 outside, ball 1 outside, and Walter Pennington worked himself into a little bit of trouble here in the 4th. Here comes the 1-0. In there for strike 1. And that is a walk, and that's going to get all the way to the backstop. And Torrin Craig is on. The first 3 Twins have reached here in the 4th inning, and the tying run will come to the plate now for Derby.
Harper's coming out.
And that'll trigger a mound visit from pitching coach Keith Harper. So after the mound visit, Pennington will deal to Joe Scott Pace, who's going to bunt, and he bunts it foul, and it's 0-1. So the Larks and Pennington looking for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. Derby has cut into that lead. They've cut it in half. It was 5-1 at the beginning of the inning and is 5-3 after the home run. There goes the runner. Kirk's going to throw down. He is safe. That is a stolen base for Torrin Craig. And again, he goes around on the bunt attempt and can't get it down. And it is 0-2 on Joe Scott Pace. Excuse me, it is 1-2 on Joe Scott Pace. Here comes the pitch from Pennington. Line to left field. That is foul. And luckily, because that ball was belted on a line into the corner in left field. Joe Scott Pace is a catcher from Angelo State. He's got a couple teammates here tonight. Shane Browning for the Larks, Jacob Boston for the Larks, Austin Thomason for the Larks, Shannon Broussard for the Twins. There is at least 5 Angelo State players here at the ballpark tonight, and Walter Pennington gets a swing and a miss from Joe Scott Pace, and that is out number 1 here in the 4th. Aaron Belaurier to the plate here for the Twins. Michael Urquidy is also from Angelo State. So there are 6 Angelo State Rams here in the ballpark tonight, 3 from either team. Here comes the first pitch to Belaurier. Outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 from Walter Pennington. Fly ball deep to right field. That ball is foul, and good thing too, because that was going to be over the wall. So that had the distance for a home run, but just crept to the right of the foul pole. One the count here on Belaurier. 1 out. Top of the 4th inning. 2 runs already in for the Twins. Here comes the pitch from Pennington. Strike. Number 2 on the outside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here from Walter Pennington. Here comes the pitch. And Belaurier chops that one foul over to the Larks dugout. And we'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Kirk's going to get the strikeout and fire down to... And on what should have been an easy strikeout, John Rensel Jr. drops the ball at first base. And Belaurier is aboard. And that is just unacceptable for the Larks. Easton Kirk took entirely too long to make a throw down. And John Rensel Jr. didn't catch the ball, and that I don't know how that happens from a team that is 28-7 on the year. Easton Kirk's got to fire the ball down to first base, and then John Rensel's just got to catch it. I mean, that's just a play that shouldn't be happening for collegiate athletes. That was a strikeout, and Belaurier's on base, and that could come back to hurt the Larks. So runners on the corners now for the Twins with 1 out, and that's top of the order, Braxton Worley at the plate, and it's 1-0. Up the middle, Pennington could get 2 to second for 1, back to first in time. They got him. A 1-6-3 double play to get the Larks out of the inning. Derby scores 2 runs in the top of the 4th on a home run. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Larks on top, 5-3.
Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down.
And we're back here at Larks Park, bottom of the fourth inning. Devin Hager leads it off. He's going to try and bunt, but it is foul. And it's 0-1. New pitcher for Derby is going to be number 23, Jesse Schmidt. He is a right-hander from South Mountain Community College in Arizona. The line for Hunter Moody tonight, he goes 3 innings, gives up 5 runs on 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. The 0-1, grounded foul by Hager down the third base line, and it's 0-2. Here comes the pitch to Devin. Popped up into center. In comes Worley. Actually, out goes the second baseman, Mendoza, and he makes the play for out number 1. So 1 out now for the Larks here in the bottom of the fourth. Michael Anastasia will be the hitter for Hayes. And there is strike number 1. The 0-1 grounded right to the first baseman, Marcus Page, who fields and steps on the bag. And there are 2 away here in the fourth. That'll bring the top of the order back to the plate. Ryan Randall's going to step in. He lays off and takes ball 1 outside. And he swings through that one, and the count is even now at 1. So Jesse Schmidt trying to come in and get a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. That one misses. And it's 2-1. So Ryan trying to prolong the inning and give Daryl Myers a chance here in the 4th. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Larks trying to salvage a split here in the doubleheader as they fell 3-0 to the Twins in game 1. Lined up the middle. That's a base hit for Ryan Randall into left center. And he's going to put on the brakes after rounding first, and he's aboard with 2 outs.
Some 2-out magic here.
The second baseman, number 9, Daryl Myers.
So Daryl Myers will get a chance to hit here in the 4th inning. See what he can do, if he can keep the inning alive and find a little bit of that Larks 2-out magic
So a single and a walk with 2 runs.
here in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 1. He's singled, was also walked, and has scored a pair of runs. So a pretty good night at the plate so far for Daryl. He digs in on the left side to face Schmidt. Here comes the first pitch. In there for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 to Myers. Ground ball right at Page. He fields and steps on the bag. And that'll do it here in the 4th inning. No runs on a hit, no derby errors, and 1 man left on base. We move to inning number 5. Here in game 2, Larks on top of the Twins, 5-3.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here at Larks Park, top of the 5th inning. Walter Pennington back to the mound. He will face the 2-3-4 hitters for Derby. Zach Smith is going to lead it off. It's 0-1. The 0-1 is in there. Oh, that one missed, and it is even at 1. So Jesse Schmidt got the shutdown inning that he was looking for after Derby put 2 runs up in the 4th inning and kept the Larks scoreless in the 4th. So pretty good chance here for Derby to maybe think about putting another run up or tying the game here in the 5th inning.
1-2.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Zach Smith. Swing and a miss.
Throw it down there.
And Kirk's going to throw down to Rensel to get the strikeout. There's one away here in the 5th inning. That'll bring Michael Urquidy back to the plate. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Twins.
Designated hitter, number 14, Michael Urquidy.
Here comes the first pitch from Pennington. Urquidy is 0 for 2. He grounded into a fielder's choice and popped up, but he did get an RBI on that fielder's choice. One out here in the 5th inning. 5-3 Larks lead. Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2 here on Michael Urquidy. Here comes the Pennington delivery, lined up the middle. That is a base hit for Urquidy, and Derby has a base runner with one out in the 5th inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number 15, Colton Ager.
Here comes the first pitch to and before the first pitch to Colton Eager. Pennington's going to check on Urquidy at first base, and again, Derby's going to send the tying run to the plate. Here comes the first pitch. Low and away, ball 1. That one is high and away. Ball 2. The 2-0 is lined into left field. Back goes Ryan Randall. He makes the play. 2 outs in the 5th.
Baseman number 12, Marcus Page.
Marcus Page to the plate now for Derby. First pitch misses, ball 1. That one misses as well, and it's 2-0 here to Marcus Page. And Walter finally gets a strike across there on Page. Still in danger of losing him, though. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And before that, Pennington's going to check on Urquidy over there at first base. There goes the runner, Urquidy. Ground ball to Divis at third. He fires across in plenty of time. to get Page, and that is the inning. So Walter Pennington works a scoreless inning in the 5th to keep the 2-run advantage intact for the Larks. It is stretch time here in Game 2 at Larks Park. Hayes leads Derby 5-3.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here at Larks Park, bottom of the 5th inning. 5-3 Larks lead the Derby Twins. Jesse Schmidt back to the mound. Wyatt Divis is going to get it started. It's 1-0. Here comes the second pitch. That's outside as well. 2 balls and no strikes here to Divis to lead off the 5th inning for the Larks. Here comes the pitch. Chopper up the middle, fielded by Torrin Craig in front of the bag. He throws in plenty of time to get Divis one away here in the Larks' 5th. That'll bring Easton Kirk to the plate now for Hayes. While we have a second, we will run through real quick the stream sponsors for Hayes Larks Baseball on YouTube this season. Robin and Mike Myers, Santiago and Nilda Munoz, and John and Sally Rensel. Thank you so much for donating money towards the Larks cause, and so that we can get every game streamed live for you guys, so you can watch your kids and grandkids and anybody that you care about play baseball for the Larks during the summer. So thank you once again. It would not be possible without your generous contributions to Hayes Larks Baseball. So Easton Kirk to the plate. First pitch was in there for strike 1. That one is grounded to Mendoza at second, who throws him out. 2 away here for Derby in the 5th inning.
The first baseman, John Rensel.
John Rensel Jr. to the plate now for Hayes. Here comes the first pitch from Jesse Schmidt. Outside, ball 1. The 1-0 is outside. It's 2-0 to Rensel. Two balls and a strike here to John Rensel Jr. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 5th. Rensel's going to pop it up on the infield. The catcher, Scott Pace, is over. He makes the play in foul ground, and Jesse Schmidt gets a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th to keep the Larks off the board. We move to inning number 6 here in Game 2 in Hayes. Larks lead the Derby Twins 5-3. Top of the 6th inning here in Hayes at Larks Park, 5-3. Larks lead Derby. New pitcher for Hayes is going to be Sam Slusser. First pitch is driven back, goes Anastasia. It's off the wall, and that's going to be a leadoff double, and he's going 3. Here comes the throw from Anastasia. That's a leadoff triple. He got him at third base. Mendoza came off the bag at third base. He lifted his hand off the bag, and Wyatt Divis kept the tag down, and the Larks are going to catch a huge break in the 6th inning as Mendoza is out at third base. So that is a double to start the inning for Tyler Mendoza, and he is out at third base. So new pitcher Sam Slusser and the Larks defense can breathe a sigh of relief there as they get away with one in the 6th inning. Wow. There comes the 0-1 to Torrin Craig. That misses, and it is 1-1. So that was a interesting play. That was a really good throw by Michael Anastasia. He threw that from the wall in right field all the way to Devin Hager, over halfway between second and third. That was a really good throw from Anastasia to set that play up. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Torrin Craig. Ground ball foul over towards the Larks dugout, and we will do it again at 2-2. That ball's grounded fair towards Divis at third. He fields on a backhand and throws to Rensel in time. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning. So Walter Pennington's night is obviously over. Tonight he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 3. As Joe Scott Pace digs in now for Derby. Here comes the first pitch from Sam Slusser. Strike 1. The 0-1 is fouled off, and it's 0-2 very quickly here on Scott Pace. Here comes the 0-2, fouled off. Here comes the 0-2 again from Slusser. Up and out, ball one. A good waist pitch there by Sam. Not too far out of the zone. See if he could get Scott Pace to chase. He was not able to, but he's still ahead. 1-2 in the count. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball to Divis again. Another backhand stop. He throws across again in time to get him. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Sam Slusser. We move to the bottom of the sixth. Here in game two at Larks Park, Larks lead the Twins 5-3.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network. You're tuned in to the Larks Network. You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Clayton Raspberry's going to get us started here in the bottom of the sixth as he takes strike one from Jesse Schmidt, who's back out there for the Twins, and now strike two as that's a curveball that falls into the strike zone. So quickly 0-2 to Raspberry. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Larks. Matt Munoz waits on deck. Swing and a miss.
Sid has done well for
3 pitches and 1 out here for Jesse Schmidt in the bottom of the sixth, trying to keep his Twins in the ball game. Matt Munoz will come to the plate now for the Larks.
The center fielder, Matt Munoz.
He is 0 for 1, a hit by pitch and a strikeout. So he will dig in here with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the sixth inning. Trying to get on board and give the Larks a chance to extend that lead and pick up an insurance run or two. Here comes the first pitch. Fly ball, left field, back goes Belaurier to the track. He makes the catch on the warning track. 2 away here in the sixth. Devin Hager to the plate now for Hayes. 2 outs, nobody on for the Larks here in the sixth. Regardless, Hayes is going to have a chance to close out the Twins in the next half inning and split the doubleheader. Here comes the first pitch to Devin Hager. And that hit him in the back. So the Larks will pick up a base runner here in the sixth inning on the hit by pitch. That'll bring Michael Anastasia to the plate now for Hayes. Here comes the first pitch to Anastasia, and before that, Schmidt's going to check on Hager, who's back safely. Here comes the first pitch to Michael. Popped up. That one's foul and out of play. It's 0-1.
Whether or not he can get it more than 10 feet away from first base line, right field line.
Here comes the 0-1 to Anastasia. Ground ball off the glove of Marcus Page, but he stays in front and makes the play, and that is the inning. So the Larks pick up no runs on no hits, no Derby errors, and they leave one man on base. We move to inning number 7 here in Game 2. Larks are going to have a chance to close out the Twins. They lead 5-3.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be.
Top of the 7th inning here at Larks Park. Hayes can close out Derby in Game 2. Shane Browning is the new pitcher. He will try and come in and get the save for the Larks. He's going to face the 9-1-2 Derby hitters. Aaron Bellorier is going to lead it off. He takes ball 1 high. So the Larks can split the doubleheader with 3 more outs here against Derby. Here comes the 1-0 from Browning. Fly ball fouled off to the right. It is 1-1. 6th inning in Liberal. The BJs lead the Great Bend Batcats 7-5. Also the 6th inning down in Dodge City. The A's lead the Hayesville Aviators 2-0. 1-1 count here on Bellorier. Here comes the pitch from Browning. Off speed, in there for strike 2 on the outside corner. Here comes the 1-2 from Shane. Swing and a miss. Kirk's going to step out and throw down to complete the strikeout. It's high. And Rensel comes down on the bag just in time to finish the strikeout of Aaron Bellorier. and there's one out here in the 7th inning. That'll bring the top of the order. Braxton Worley back to the plate now for Derby.
Braxton Worley.
Nobody on base for Derby. They need at least one base runner to have a chance here in the 7th. Here comes the first pitch from Browning. Strike number 1. Here comes the 0-1. Outside and high. That'll even the count at 1. Here comes the pitch from Shane in there for strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. Low, and that'll even the count at 2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 2 outs here for the Larks in the 7th inning.
Strike out the side.
The third baseman, number 4, Zach Smith.
That ball is grounded to the right side, fielded by Myers. He throws to first in time. That'll do it. Ball game is over. Larks beat the Twins 5-3 in game 2 of the doubleheader and split the series, or split the doubleheader against Derby. The Larks improved to 29-7 on the season, 21-6 in the Jayhawk League. They maintain their first place lead over the Liberal BJs. Larks are going to have a chance to win the 4-game series tomorrow night at 7 here at Larks Park. They can take 3 of 4 with a win tomorrow. Winning pitcher for the Larks is Walter Pennington. Once again, he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits, walks 3, and strikes out 3. Losing pitcher for Derby is Hunter Moody. So the Larks up 2-1 here on Derby, a chance to win the series tomorrow, and that is all you can ask for in baseball. That is all we have for you tonight. We will be back with you tomorrow night. Once again, is just a single game, so 7 p.m. normal time tomorrow night here at Larks Park. Hope everybody has a good rest of the evening. Once again, Larks split the doubleheader tonight with the Twins. They lose the first game 3-0 and come back and win the second 5-3. We will see you tomorrow night right back here at Larks Park. Good night from Hayes.